Hello. Today we are going to say about the development of the pericardium of heart. These are outer one is the fibrous, inner one is the serous, which is again divided into parietal and visceral layers. Dr. Baneswar is ready. He has made all these handmade models by his own hand. Today I am going to
So
learn
this
all these things.
this is the development of this heart. This is the endocardial tube. So this endocardial tube is surrounded by one visceral layer, and this is the pericardial cavity, and externally this is the outer covering of this pericardial cavity.
Okay. This one pericardial cavity. This
Yes,
one.
pericardial
This one is the S color actually. S
Yes.
color. Yeah.
Yes. So this is the dorsal mesocardium. Dorsal mesocardium, and
In this I be seeing diagram.
diagrams. So this is the formation of the pericardial cavity.
Yes,
Pericardial
this one
cavity,
okay.
and the fused heart tube. So this is the foregut. Then this fused heart tube is covered by this visceral and outer
Pericardial.
parietal,
Parietal.
serous pericardium.
Okay.
So this inner visceral visceral layer of this pericardium is also known as epicardium.
Okay. So actually, what happened? We know that there is in case of pericardium, the outermost one is the fibrous one,
Yes.
and innermost one is the closed cavity, which is in again two, which one is directly connected, directly attached with the heart. This one is known as the epicardium. Epicardium, yes. This is known as the epicardium.
Yes.
Epicardium, or this one is known as the endocardium. I think this one is the endocardium, and outer one is the epicardium. So this will be the pericardial cavity. Now this is again diagram from Ibising, no? Okay.
So this is the sagittal section, sagittal section of this fused heart tube. This is the fused heart tube. This is the arterial end, and this is the venous end of this fused heart tube, and this is the pericardial cavity. This part is called mesocardium. So here in this model, this is the model.
Okay.
This is the pericardial cavity.
This one is pericardial cavity.
Outer one is the fibrous pericardium.
Fibrous pericardium.
Then this blue one is the inner, outer layer of the
Serous pericardium. That means this one will be the not visceral one. This one will be the serous one.
Parietal.
Okay.
And is the fused heart tube.
This one is fused
Heart tube. So this
Okay.
is
What is this one? This part is
mesocardium.
This one is the mesocardium. part. Okay.
And this is called epicardium. I mean the visceral layer of this
Serous
pericardium.
Okay.
So this is the arterial end. Suppose this is the arterial end.
Okay.
And this is the venous end. Okay.
Okay.
So this is the fused heart tube.
Fused heart tube.
Then in the next model, this is the next model. So it is going to make the looping of the heart.
Looping of the heart.
Arterial end, venous end.
Venous
This
and
is a mesocardium. Okay. Mesocardium. Outer fibrous.
Outer, this one is the fibrous.
pericardium.
Okay.
So this looping is going to be completed. So the outer
Fibrous one. This one.
fibrous pericardium. This is the inner
Inner one is
parietal serous pericardium.
okay.
And
Parietal
this
part.
is the pericardial cavity.
Yes.
Pericardial
cavity.
And this is the mesocardium. This mesocardium will degenerate. So here, this mesocardium,
Okay. In this picture, what happened? This part will be
mesocardium.
yes.
this
Blue
mesocardium
one part. Okay.
This mesocardium will be degenerated, and after degeneration, there will be a hole. This hole is called transverse sinus. So now this is the transverse sinus.
In this picture, this one will be the transverse sinus.
Transverse sinus.
Okay.
This part will degenerate. Transverse sinus. So anterior to this transverse sinus, this is the arterial end.
Yes.
This is the arterial end, and this is the venous end.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the outer fibrous. So this blue one is the
Parietal.
outer parietal serous pericardium, and this is the fused heart or looping, and it is covered by the visceral layer of this serous pericardium, which is also known as epicardium. Okay. So now see this is the looping. After looping.
So this is the looping.
Looping of the heart tube, bulbus cordis.
Okay.
Bulbus cordis, vivas.
Vivas.
Bulbus cordis, ventricle.
Yes, you have written here also in a big part. This is beavers. Okay. This is bulbus cordis.
Then ventricle, atrium, and sinus venosus.
Sinus venosus.
So this is
Anterior to
the-
posteriorly.
This is the arterial end.
Arterial
And
end.
this is the venous end.
Okay.
So here also is the arterial end. This is arterial end, and this
Actually, this one thinks it becomes like this way.
is so it is a bigger one.
Bigger one.
So anteriorly you see this arterial end
Again-
will be divided into this pulmonary trunk and aorta.
Aorta.
By the help of this spiral septum.
Spiral septum already
Spiral
mentioned.
septum will separate this bulbus cordis into pulmonary trunk and aorta.
Aorta.
So here will be the transverse sinus.
Okay.
Here will
In
be
between, these two loops, there will be the transverse sinus.
transverse
Yes.
sinus.
Okay.
Transverse sinus. So you see posteriorly, this is the venous end.
Venous
Venous
yes.
end. So this is the openings of this pulmonary vein.
Yes.
Sinus venosus. The
Yes.
sinus venosus will contain the superior vena cava and inferior vena cava.
Yes.
So this part, this focus here. So this part, posterior to this venous end, this part will be the oblique sinus.
Yes.
So here will be the oblique sinus.
Okay. In this area, this part will be the oblique
Sinus.
Yes.
So in this model we can see this is the outer fibrous pericardium.
Yes.
Fibrous pericardium. Then this is the outer parietal layer of the serous
Serous
pericardium.
pericardium.
Okay. So now see this is a blind pocket.
In this
Pocket of
area,
this
yes.
pericardial cavity.
Yes.
So it will be the oblique
Oblique
sinus. Oblique sinus. So here posterior to this venous end,
There will be
it will be
the
the
oblique sinus.
Oblique sinus. So here in this book also we can see this is the IB Singh gross anatomy. So this is the heart pericardial cavity. Externally this is the parietal layer of serous pericardium. So internally there is a visceral layer of the serous pericardium.
Yes.
So internally the visceral layer of pericardium is adherent to the heart.
That means the fissure.
Yes, the heart tube. Okay. And externally, this parietal layer of serous pericardium will be adherent with the outer fibrous
pericardium. Okay.
So in the root of these great vessels, this parietal layer and visceral layer will be continuous.
Yes, they were continuous.
Okay.
Because they are actually one sec. No?
Yes.
Within one sec.
So here you see, this is the transverse. This is the transverse sinus. The boundary of the transverse sinus entirely there will be the arterial end. I mean this is the arterial end, which will be divided into pulmonary trunk and aorta.
So this one will be the anterior end.
Anterior boundary of this transverse sinus.
Sinus.
And posterior boundary will be the superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, and pulmonary veins.
All these four pulmonary veins.
These structures are the posterior boundary.
Okay.
And this is the blind pocket. This blind pocket is the oblique sinus.
So that means these are the development of the sinus, oblique sinus, and transverse sinus by the model of all these handmade models by this our Dr. Baneswar sir. Thank you.